powers must act together because if we're not at the table, we're on the menu.
Somewhere Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, but the world's problems are not Europe's problems.
चुन चुन करके हिसाब लेना ये मेरी फितरत है.
Why should it be a problem if I'm smart enough to have multiple options? You should be admiring me.
भारत झुकने वाला भी नहीं.
The rise of India will be determined by India. It will be determined by our strength, not by the mistakes of others.
The old order is not coming back. We shouldn't mourn it. Nostalgia is not a strategy.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Something really interesting has happened and there are lots of meanings behind it. And I'm just gonna dive deep into it real quick. Okay, so please do like and subscribe and let's get going. Let's get started. What exactly has happened is that America has removed Indo from the Indo-Pacific Command and now it is called US Pacific Command. And here is the thing. P-Tex has just posted US Pacific Command is back. Now the question is that what does this mean? Is it just a routine logo check, logo change, or does it mean something behind the scenes? Now, here's what I'm going to assume. Okay, and what I'm going to say is based on this assumption. I'm assuming that it has a meaning. Okay, if it's not a routine, just change that. Okay, let's change it to why are we dealing with Indo-Pacific and all that. Let's call it US Pacific Command. Why? Because of the America First. Okay, so America First should have US Pacific Command. All right, but what if there is a deeper meaning to it? Okay, the deeper meaning would mean lots of things. And lots of things meaning lots of interesting stuff. What are those things? I'm just going to cover these things real quick, okay? See, first thing that it could mean is that US is leaving Indo-Pacific. US is saying that, okay, if it is in Pacific, in our part of the world, in the Western Hemisphere, we will apply the Monroe Doctrine and we're going to take care of the security. But for Indo-Pacific, there are three other great powers here: India, Russia, and China, and all that. They are collaborating, they are working together. So they don't believe that that American presence is needed in this region. Now, so what exactly is going on for this type of decision? If there is anything going on behind, there is a meaning behind the logo change, then see, just a few weeks ago I made a video, and in that video I talked about President Trump's visit to China. And in that visit I said that actually President Trump has picked this time. This is very apt time. What that time is? The blockade, Iranian blockade, then Venezuela, all that. What he's doing is he used that as a bargaining chip and he went to China to discuss the things that, hey, if you will interfere in Taiwan until our supply chain is ready, who's building that supply chain? Supply chain is being built by India, UAE is there, Israel is there, South Korea is there, the whole entire Pak Silica gang. Okay, so what President Trump discussed over there with President Xi is that, and this is just my theory, that he discussed this thing, that you're not going to touch Taiwan. And once that is done, once we are solid on this, you can do whatever you want to do with Taiwan. Taiwan won't be our problem. Now, why I am saying this thing, why my inference is this, is because if you go look into Pak Silica, you find that Taiwan is not the member, but TSMC is the largest semiconductor company in the world with 90% or 100% share, right? So you are building a semiconductor alliance, and you don't have the largest company. I mean, you don't have the country that has the largest or the biggest company with the market share, that is TSMC. So that means something. Okay, these things are not done blindly. Okay, so it's like, making a racing squad or a sprinting squad, and you keep Usain Bolt out. It doesn't work like that, right? So that's one aspect of things. Then second aspect is that another plan probably or idea could be that, hey, let's stay out of this, and in theory, right, let China and India fight or whatever they do, let them deal with it, and it will be good for the US. Theoretically, yes, but that's a big assumption that China and India are going to fight. Then the third thing is that Russians are now in the Indian Ocean, and nothing any country can do about it. That is through India and Russian pact. India Russia pact that there will be 3,000 soldiers deployed. Both countries can actually mutually deploy on each other's land. And Russian warships are now doing the training exercises with the Indian warships in that region. Now, when actually US and India got together on the whole countering China thing, actually the whole strategy was to make sure that Russians don't enter in the Indian Ocean. An idea behind that was that I mean, that's the premise of actually creating the Indo-Pacific. Now, after the 2024 debacle, where Bangladesh regime change happened, then there was a chaos that was attempted in India as well. And just recently, if you notice, that Matthew Van Dykes and then six other Ukrainians, remember Ukrainians with the drone, they got all these drones from European countries, okay, and they were actually training the militia groups in Myanmar and around the borders of India and all that, and certain parts, and they were basically training them to attack India, to create mess in India. They were caught, and there are lots of other things that have been done. All right, anyways, so all that was happening because US never wanted Russia into the Indo-Pacific. They thought that they have already let kicked Russia out of Europe. Now, if they can kick out Russia from the Indian Ocean too, then Russia may not be isolated and all, but Russia will technically lose business, and Russia will probably die a slow death. I mean, the Western think tank actually, they 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 live in this la la land. All right, they create these theories in their head with lots of assumptions in it, with no data to prove it. Okay, but anyways, but this is the third idea that I have in my mind, that probably this could be it too. And in any case, US will be out of the Indian Ocean, especially after what happened in the Middle East. If you look into it, and this is my fourth reason, that under the assumption that something, there is a reasoning behind the scenes, okay, that in the whole Middle East crisis that happened, uh, with Strait of Hormuz and all that, Japan didn't show up, South Korea didn't show up, US had to withdraw lots of interceptors and all that defensive from South Korea to protect the partners in the West Asian region. And uh, so all the bases are all gone from there in the Middle East. Iran really did a number on all those bases. Now, all the bases are gone. So Japan didn't show up, South Korea didn't show up. Then Indians already lost. They complain that, hey, you created the mess in the region, and our guys are dying, our sailors are dying. I mean, the 10% of seafarers are Indian, are of Indian origin. So if you will throw a stone, chances are that it's gonna fall on some Indian seafarer over there. So that was another reason that probably nobody showed up, but US is providing security to all these countries for no reason. But actually, that is Donald Trump's thinking. That is President Donald Trump's thinking, that we are providing help to all these security and help to all these countries for no reason. But the ground reality is that the bases were created, security was provided, all that was there for a reason. There is a saying in the United States that there is no such thing as free lunch. Anybody who thinks that there is a free lunch in the United States, then no. Okay, even parents who actually raise their kids, they remind them that you are living in their house. It's not the kid's house. On the day-to-day basis, this happens. Okay, so when President Trump says that, oh, Japan and all these countries, we are helping them, but we're not getting anything out of them, they need to understand that uh, you needed that. These are all the history. Every base that's out there for the US, it reminds US of its own history. History where politicians knew what they are doing, but then after a while, a generation came that had no clue, and we are seeing this thing past few times. But anyway, that's not the point here. So long story short, those are the 4 points that I think is happening here. But mainly US is saying that we don't care about Taiwan anymore. As long as you abide by this deal, we will be fine. We are now changing the logo, and then slowly we will move out. But it could be that it is just for 2 years until President Donald Trump is there. And when he's gone, things may change too. Okay, because he makes lots of rash decisions. Let's face it. Okay, there's not much thought involved into it, and he has actually put in place his guys. Okay, his guys, or let's say that his ass kissers, who just that's all they do. Sing the songs of his praise, Mr. President, Mr. President, all hail Mr. President. And that's what that is. Okay, so hopefully that Indo-Pacific, maybe if you're leaving, that's fine. It doesn't matter really. I think it's good for the United States. But what good it will do if you are still going to increase your defense budget? The main thing that US should be doing is that defense budget cut, not increase. What they should be doing is holding all these companies accountable and getting rid of all the top secret and secret polygraph, all that, Q level clearance that these companies have in the system, and they get to interact with our politicians, senators, then they get to interact with the the secretary, defense secretary, and all that. They get to interact with. So there are lots of kickbacks, lots of these things happen behind the scenes. So if defense budget is $900 billion, I believe at least $200 to $300 billion goes in these type of things. Okay, otherwise, the state of Department of War won't be what it is today. Okay, and and that's that. So this is it for this video, guys. I hope you loved it. You learned something. You have anything, please do let me know. What do you guys think about this whole logo change and all that? I think that something is cooking, and it has less to do with India or anything. It has more to do with Taiwan. That US is basically signaling that, hey, Taiwan slowly is not going to be our problem. So this is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Take care.